Do you know the most beautiful thing about life? It's the fact that every sunrise gives you a brand new chance to become a better version of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, improving your personality is not about changing who you are. It's about unfolding the best layers of yourself, one day at a time. Your personality is your silent introduction before you even speak a word. It's the reflection of your mindset, your values, and the energy you bring to the world. Every new day is a fresh chance to improve yourself and become a better version of who you were yesterday. The beauty of life lies in the gift of new beginnings, and each sunrise is a reminder that you have another opportunity to rewrite your story. No matter what happened yesterday, whether you failed, made mistakes, or felt stuck, today stands in front of you like a blank page, waiting for you to write something meaningful on it. The power of improvement does not lie in grand, life-changing decisions made once in a while, but in small, consistent steps that you take every single day. Every morning gives you the chance to reset your intentions, to reflect on where you are, and to decide consciously where you want to go. When you see each day as a chance to grow, you start embracing the mindset that life is not a race, but a journey. Improvement becomes less about achieving perfection and more about progress. This perspective allows you to let go of guilt from the past and fear of the future, focusing instead on the present moment, where true change is possible. Every day you wake up, you are given 24 hours of opportunity. Opportunity to think better, act wiser, and become more resilient. The key is to treat these hours not as something ordinary, but as seeds you plant, which will grow into the personality, habits, and character you carry tomorrow. Even the smallest efforts can bring about remarkable change when repeated daily. Smiling at a stranger, being kind when it's difficult, reading a single page of a book, or setting aside 5 minutes for self-reflection might not seem like much at first, but over time they compound into powerful transformations. Every day you're building the person you're becoming, and each little choice is shaping the version of yourself you will meet tomorrow. That is why it is said that success is not achieved in one giant leap, but in the small steps taken consistently. When you recognize each day as a fresh chance, failure no longer feels permanent. It becomes just a part of learning, a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. You begin to understand that yesterday's mistakes do not define today's potential. You are free to rise again, to start again, and to try again. Life is not about never falling. It is about rising every time you do. With this mindset, every sunrise becomes a symbol of hope, reminding you that your past cannot limit you unless you allow it to. Living with this awareness also teaches gratitude. Instead of complaining about what went wrong, you begin to appreciate the blessing of having another day to correct it. Gratitude itself improves your personality because it shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from negativity to positivity. You become calmer, more compassionate, and more resilient. By acknowledging that today is a gift, you automatically start making better use of it. Improvement is not something you wait for. It is something you work on daily. Each morning whispers to you that you have another shot, another chance to grow, and another opportunity to live as the best version of yourself. Personality reflects mindset and values. It speaks louder than words. Long before you open your mouth to say something, people begin to form an impression of you based on your presence, your energy, and the way you carry yourself. Words can often be rehearsed, polished, or even manipulated. But your personality is a pure expression of what you truly think, believe, and value in life. This is why it is often said that personality is the mirror of the mind. It silently conveys who you are, what you stand for, and how you treat others. A positive, authentic mindset naturally creates a personality that attracts people, while a negative or rigid mindset often pushes them away. Your mindset is the foundation of your personality. If you believe in growth, resilience, and positivity, it will reflect in the way you respond to challenges and opportunities. When you face difficulties with patience and optimism, people sense strength in your personality without you having to prove it. On the other hand, if your mindset is rooted in fear, bitterness, or self-doubt, it will show through your expressions, your reactions, and your attitude toward life. The truth is, you cannot hide what you carry inside for too long because eventually it shapes the personality you project to the outside world. Values, too, are a central part of what makes a personality strong, respected, and admirable. Values like honesty, kindness, humility, and integrity are not just traits you claim to have. They become visible in the way you live, in the decisions you make, and in the way you treat others when no one is watching. Someone who values respect naturally speaks and acts with respect, even in difficult situations. Someone who values kindness does not have to announce it because their behavior makes it clear. A personality built on strong values stands the test of time because it is authentic and consistent. And authenticity is what makes people truly memorable. The interesting part is that your personality is not only about how others perceive you, but also about how you perceive yourself. When your mindset is positive and your values are clear, you carry yourself with confidence and self-respect. You no longer need external validation because your personality already aligns with your inner principles. This alignment creates harmony between your thoughts, words, and actions, and that harmony is what makes a personality powerful. People can sense when someone is genuine, and they are naturally drawn to that energy. It is important to understand that personality is not about appearances or superficial charm. True personality is not measured by how stylish you look, how fluent you speak, or how loud you can be in a room. It is measured by the depth of your character, the consistency of your actions, and the strength of your mindset. When your thoughts are rooted in positivity and your values are unshakable, you do not need to put effort into impressing others. Your personality automatically leaves a lasting impression. Positivity shapes personality. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions and radiate confidence. The mind is the starting point of everything we do, and the quality of our thoughts directly influences the quality of our lives. When the mind is filled with negativity, doubts, and complaints, it shows in the way a person behaves and interacts with others. But when positivity becomes a habit, it transforms not only the way you think, but also the energy you project to the world. People are naturally drawn to those who carry a positive outlook because positivity is contagious, it uplifts others, and it makes you someone others want to be around. Carrying positivity does not mean ignoring problems or pretending challenges do not exist. It means choosing to see solutions instead of being paralyzed by obstacles. A positive person understands that difficulties are a part of life, but also believes in their ability to overcome them. This attitude makes them resilient, calm under pressure, and capable of handling setbacks with grace. Such qualities add depth to personality because they show strength, maturity, and emotional intelligence. Instead of being consumed by negativity, a positive mindset gives you the courage to stand up again, to try again, and to believe that better days are ahead. Positivity also affects the way you communicate. A person with positive thoughts tends to speak with kindness, encouragement, and hope. Their words motivate and inspire rather than discourage or tear others down. Even in criticism, they find a way to be constructive rather than destructive. This type of communication makes relationships stronger because people feel safe, respected, and valued around them. Over time, this habit of positive interaction becomes an inseparable part of their personality, making them approachable, trustworthy, and admired. Confidence is another gift of positivity. When you think positively about yourself, you stop underestimating your worth and doubting your potential. You begin to believe in your abilities, and this belief naturally shows in the way you walk, talk, and make decisions. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the calm assurance that no matter what happens, you can handle it. A confident personality stands out not because it tries to, but because it reflects inner peace and strength. The impact of positivity on personality is also visible in how one treats others. A person who sees the good in themselves tends to see the good in others. They are more forgiving, more compassionate, and more willing to uplift rather than compete unnecessarily. This attitude not only strengthens relationships, but also builds respect and admiration. People want to follow someone who brings light into their lives, and that light is nothing but the radiance of positivity. In the end, positivity shapes your personality into something magnetic, resilient, and inspiring. It makes you the kind of person who does not just survive life, but thrives in it, and whose presence makes others feel hopeful, valued, and encouraged. Kindness and empathy leave a lasting impact. People always remember how you made them feel. Achievements, titles, and possessions may gain admiration for a moment, but the impression they create fades with time. What truly remains in the hearts of others is the way you treated them, the warmth of your words, and the respect you offered when it mattered most. Personality is built not only by how intelligent, talented, or successful you are, but by how compassionate and understanding you can be toward others. This is because human beings crave connection, and kindness is the bridge that allows one heart to reach another. Kindness is not measured by grand gestures. It often lives in the smallest of actions. A smile offered to a stranger, holding the door open for someone, lending a listening ear, or offering words of encouragement during a difficult time. These may seem insignificant in the moment, but they have the power to make someone's day brighter. People rarely forget such acts because kindness makes them feel valued, seen, and appreciated. In a world where many feel overlooked or unheard, even the simplest form of kindness can become unforgettable. Empathy, on the other hand, is the ability to step into someone else's shoes and feel what they are going through. It is more than sympathy. It is a deeper connection that requires understanding without judgment. When you show empathy, you communicate that you truly care, and that builds trust. An empathetic person creates a safe space where others feel comfortable sharing their struggles, dreams, and emotions. This not only strengthens bonds, but also shapes a personality that is admired for being genuine and approachable. Kindness and empathy also shape the way people perceive your strength. Some may think being kind is a weakness, but in truth, it requires great courage to respond with compassion in situations where anger or indifference would be easier. Choosing kindness shows control over one's emotions, maturity in handling conflicts, and strength in maintaining dignity even when tested. Such qualities reflect a powerful personality, one that does not need to dominate others to be respected, but earns respect naturally by treating everyone with humanity. The beauty of kindness and empathy is that they create ripples. When you treat someone kindly, they are often inspired to pass it forward, spreading positivity to others. One small act can ignite a chain reaction that changes the atmosphere of an entire environment. This ripple effect is proof that the impact of kindness reaches far beyond what you may ever see, but it always comes back in some form, reinforcing the truth that what you give to the world, you eventually receive. A personality built on kindness and empathy becomes unforgettable because it touches lives at their core. Long after people forget your words or actions, they will carry with them the feeling you gave them, and that is the true legacy of a strong and beautiful personality. Commit to daily growth by reading, learning, and improving step by step. Growth is not something that happens by accident. It is the result of conscious effort and consistent practice. Every single day offers opportunities to expand your knowledge, refine your skills, and elevate your mindset. But those opportunities must be embraced. The human mind is like a garden. If you feed it with good seeds of knowledge, positivity, and learning, it flourishes. If you neglect it, weeds of negativity and stagnation take over. By committing to daily growth, you ensure that your personality never remains stagnant, but keeps evolving into something stronger, wiser, and more inspiring. Reading is one of the most powerful tools for growth. Books, articles, and even short reflections can open doors to new perspectives, challenge your thinking, and introduce you to ideas that shape your character. Every page you read is like a conversation with someone wiser. Every story gives you lessons beyond your own experiences. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, consistent reading sharpens your mind and broadens your vision of life. It makes you articulate, empathetic, and aware, all of which add depth to your personality. Learning goes beyond academic knowledge. It is about being a student of life. Every situation, whether good or bad, carries a lesson. When you approach life with curiosity, you begin to see challenges not as setbacks, but as teachers. A mistake becomes a chance to improve. Failure becomes a stepping stone, and success becomes motivation for further progress. People who dedicate themselves to learning daily develop resilience because they no longer fear mistakes. Instead, they embrace them as part of growth. This mindset creates a personality that is adaptable and open-minded, capable of thriving in any environment. Improvement, even if small, compounds over time. A tiny effort every day may not seem significant at first, but when repeated consistently, it transforms you. Think of it as climbing a mountain one step at a time. Each day's effort may feel minor, but in the long run, it is those small steps that take you to the peak. Whether it's practicing a new skill, working on communication, becoming more disciplined, or simply being kinder than yesterday, these little improvements build a personality that others admire and respect. Daily growth also means holding yourself accountable. It requires asking yourself at the end of the day, what did I learn today? How did I improve? And what will I do better tomorrow? This self-reflection helps you stay focused on progress rather than perfection. It keeps you grounded yet motivated, reminding you that growth is a journey, not a destination. Over time, this practice builds self-confidence because you can look back and see how far you've come, even if the steps were small. A personality shaped by daily growth becomes magnetic because it reflects discipline, wisdom, and humility. People are drawn to those who are constantly evolving, those who inspire others not by claiming perfection, but by showing progress. Growth becomes not just a habit, but a way of life, and it turns your personality into a source of light and inspiration for everyone around you. Your only real competition is yourself. Focus on being better than the person you were yesterday. Life often feels like a race where people measure themselves against others, comparing achievements, appearances, or possessions. But the truth is that comparison steals joy and distracts from true growth. When you constantly look at what others have, you overlook your own progress and lose sight of your unique journey. The only comparison that truly matters is with the person you were in the past. If today you are even a little wiser, kinder, or stronger than you were yesterday, then you are already winning. Competing with yourself means embracing personal growth as an ongoing journey. It requires self-reflection, honesty, and discipline to identify areas where you can improve. Instead of being discouraged by your weaknesses, you acknowledge them as opportunities for growth. Every step forward, no matter how small, becomes meaningful because it represents progress over your former self. This mindset prevents you from being overwhelmed by the success of others and allows you to focus on building your own path at your own pace. When you focus on self-competition, you also cultivate resilience. Yesterday's failures no longer define you. They simply become lessons that push you to do better today. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to stretch your limits and test your potential. This shift in perspective builds a personality that is strong, patient, and persistent. You no longer quit when things get hard because you are not trying to outshine someone else. You are only trying to outgrow yourself. Self-competition also fuels discipline. To be better than you were yesterday, you need to create habits that support your growth, whether it is waking up earlier, working a little harder, practicing more patience, or reading a little more each day. Consistency becomes the key because growth is measured in daily actions, not occasional bursts of effort. Over time, this discipline transforms into confidence, and confidence strengthens your personality in ways that others can instantly notice. Another gift of this mindset is inner peace. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you stop living in envy or frustration. You begin to appreciate your unique journey and celebrate progress in small ways. This calmness radiates through your personality, making you appear more grounded and content. People are naturally drawn to those who exude peace because it shows strength, balance, and authenticity. Focusing on being better than yesterday also ensures that growth never stops. There is always something new to learn, a new skill to practice, or a quality to refine. Life becomes less about reaching a final destination and more about becoming a little better every single day. The result is a personality that keeps evolving, inspiring others, not through comparison, but through the quiet power of progress. My friends, improving your personality isn't about impressing others. It's about inspiring yourself to live with purpose, grace, and strength. Every day, wake up and ask, how can I become a better version of myself today? Then take that one step forward. Because the truth is, personalities aren't built in a day, but they are built daily.